Hi there, everybody. This is Valkyrie Tarot coming at you for your Divine Feminine reading for December 2019. I know the setup's a little different. I just had surgery on my leg, so I'm kind of recluse right now, and I'm stuck using my coffee table. So I apologize. The imaging might be a little off, but I'm really hoping that we can make this work together. That being said, we'll be doing a Celtic Cross type of setup, and then I'll be doing some confirmations with these Mystic Moon oracles at the end to get some extra messages from the universe. I'm going to put those back there. If you have not already watched the Divine Masculine video, I highly suggest that you reach out or go back and watch the Divine Masculine video as well. Remember, these energies are bonded. They are the same energy. And it's really important that you, as a Divine Feminine or a Divine Masculine, understand your counterpart in this situation, okay? So, that being said, sorry about that. My roommate came downstairs. It was a little loud. We'll get started. Keep in mind, we're going to be doing a Celtic Cross spread here. This is for the Divine Feminine. So if you're a cross watcher, the Divine Masculine, just kind of remember that it's not you. Those just popped out. It's not you that we're reading. We're reading the opposite energy here. So we got the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So someone might have been feeling defensive about wanting to have emotional fulfillment or having their own independence, happiness, their wish card. So the Nine of Cups is a wish card in general. All of these cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just shuffling this guy a little bit more. Just see what pops out. Because if you've watched my other readings, you know I like to do that to see what the energy is. Okay, ready? This is the base of the situation, Six of Swords. So trying to sail out of rough seas into calmer waters. What is blocking you is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is interesting because the Divine Masculine actually got the King of Wands in reverse right here. Very, very interesting. All right. So what's blocking you might be an inability to be passionate moving forward. Sorry about that again. Getting back to it. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Generally, this is someone who is very warm and very passionate, very loving, sexual type of energy. But in reverse, we see a lack of confidence, or someone who is really stubborn and only wants to do it their way, only thinking about themselves moving forward. So again, this is the Divine Feminine's energy. So let's keep that in mind, okay? Which is interesting because, again, if you watch the other reading, the Divine Masculine actually had the King of Wands in reverse. So I only draw the cards, people. All right. So as is below, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So someone's ego has been impacted here. They have not seen a successful outcome to the situation. As is above, which is on their mind, Ten of Pentacles, wanting absolute stability, happiness. This is a marriage card. This is a divine union type of card. So this union, this relationship is still on their mind. And if not specifically with you, it's on their mind to find it with someone. Okay? Immediate past, we have the Lovers in reverse. So there's definitely been a breakup between the two of you. I was reading that in the Divine Masculine card too. This is Gemini type of energy. So there has been a breakup. There's been an ending of a union of some sort. You're most likely in separation right now, which can, you know, put a dampening on the situation, but it might also explain why the Queen of Wands is in reverse, because lots of times when our egos get hurt down here, we go into recovery mode and we want to protect ourselves because our egos are being damaged. Immediate future, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, meaning that a choice has had to be made and the choice will be made moving forward, finding balance. Okay, current energy, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. This actually popped up in the other reading as well. Knight of Swords in reverse is someone who comes in very quickly. This is generally, you know, an Aquarius type of energy. Someone that comes in very quickly, cuts things out, but it's very emotional the way that they're doing it. They're not thinking it through. They can kind of come in as harsh or judgmental, but they're doing it in an emotional context instead of thinking it through. So this breakup might have happened where someone just had an emotional, bleh, you know, and they were like, fine, you know what, forget it, I'm done. And they made an emotional decision instead of thinking through a situation. Current environment. So we have the well. So this is a very nurturing type of energy. This is actually Mother Gaia, so planet Earth, is the energy behind this card. And this is the belief that you can nurture growth and develop a foundation and have stability moving forward. So that's actually a really good energy, an environment to be in right now, being able to create whatever you want and watch it grow. Hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So again, we got two queens in reverse. Could be some friendship related, could be a same-sex relationship. The Queen of Wands in reverse is extremely emotional, not able to control her thoughts very well. This is almost the bitch card. This is someone who, they're going to say what they want to say. They're not going to think about whether they're hurting someone or not. And they might be a little too honest about how they feel. Because, again, their ego has been hurt down here. So they might be someone who's coming out swinging and being like, well, you hurt me, so you have to hurt too. Which is not always the best way to get through things, but it happens, unfortunately. Okay, and the overall outcome, we have the Strength card in reverse. Leo energy, this is Libra. Leo energy in reverse, though, so this is someone who does not feel confident. They feel weak, they feel worn out, they feel like they just don't have what it takes anymore. So their self-esteem has really been impacted here with this situation. Overall energy that we have here, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in the upright actually came out in the Divine Masculine reading as well. So that's just something to think about. So they're trying to move forward through this disappointment and leave this all behind. But it's, it's obviously, they're struggling right now. They're in their ego right now trying to work through their feelings because whatever happened really threw them for a loop. They had overall happiness, commitment. The relationship of relationships was on their mind up here, and it has obviously not come to fruition yet. All right, let's get some confirmation here. Can I get a confirmation on Six of Swords? Six of Swords coming out of rough seas into calmer waters. So we have the Hangman in reverse. So somebody here was unable to see from someone else's point of view, but they're still sailing forward. Okay, maybe they're sailing forward because this actually came up in the other reading as well. I swear I shuffle, people. Maybe they're sailing forward because the Divine Masculine was unable to see things from a different point of view. Yeah, and Eight of Cups we've got here too. So this is to confirm the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands in reverse, Eight of Cups upright here. Also in reverse. So even though the Queen of Wands is, kind of all up in her head, being a little stubborn, really having some self-esteem issues, they're still not walking away. They haven't left this behind yet. So they're still thinking about this union and this relationship. It seems that both of you haven't completely walked away from this. So that's actually, if you guys are thinking about reuniting at some point, there's still some emotion here between the two of you. Neither one of you have been able to leave this completely behind. Six of Wands by Six of Wands. Go figure. So yeah, someone's ego is definitely impacted here. It's pretty simple and straight to the point. When your ego feels attacked and you have these expectations for how something's going to go, again, expectation was this was the be-all end-all relationship. It obviously didn't come to fruition. There was a breakup here. It's really hard to put your ego on the back burner and be able to step back and understand why did this happen. There's obviously, a lot of emotion involved in this, but this definitely was a huge setback for this person here, right? Ten of Pentacles with the Five of Shields. So they really didn't want to feel left out in the cold. They really thought and still think that there is a possibility for this union in this relationship. They still see the Divine Masculine as their divine counterpart, as the person they want to marry and have a family with. So that's very important to say if the Divine Masculine might be worried about rejection here. All right, the Lover's card. What do we got for love? 2 cards pop for the lovers. 6 of Shields, learning how to work together and have an equal give and take. And the Page of Shields, which actually popped up in the other reading as well. So thinking about or offering a message of commitment here. But again, this is the lovers. So to confirm this, there was a breakup because there was not an even give and take, and no one was talking about the commitment of this relationship. So because of this failure to shit or get off the pot, pardon my language, there was a breakup. So the Divine Feminine probably just decided to leave and said, you know what, I'm not an option. I will not be an option. You are not an option for me. I chose you. I need you to choose me. I am not an option. You know, that type of conversation. I am throwing cards everywhere over here, guys. Whew. All right, so let's get this 2 of Pentacles. So a choice was made in the future. The Druid, Hierophant. So marriage card as well, but the Hierophant also represents education, higher learning, seeking advice from somebody of an elder type of situation. 2 of Pentacles sometimes can be read as a continued imbalance, but the Hierophant is a very balanced energy, usually Virgo. Super important to just remember that there are 2 energies at play here. Sorry, I was thinking through the cards. There's 2 energies at play here. So this definitely ties into that 10 of Pentacles up there. There's still an imbalance. There's still something going on. You know, you haven't walked away from this yet, but, you know, the ego's involved for sure. But there's hope at stability, and there's hope at being able to think through a situation. The Divine Feminine hasn't given up on this up here. Let's see. Got the... Tell me about the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, 5 of Cauldrons. So somebody felt depressed, disappointed, left behind in this situation. Emotionally abandoned would be the best way to put that card. Okay, so we got the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So they both reference each other. 5 of Cups did show up in the Divine Masculine reading as well. It is really interesting to see that. So most likely, as this is the base energy here, someone came in and cut everything out because they felt disappointed. They felt this heartbreak. They felt that they were being left behind. Keep in mind when you're looking at this, you have 2 cups in the background. That's the soulmate cup. They've just turned their back on it. They're so focused on their disappointment that they can't just turn around and see what's right there. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. But again, seems like someone came in, they cut or they ended this relationship because of an emotional disappointment. Something disappointed them. Either the Divine Masculine disappointed the Divine Feminine or vice versa. All right, the Well. 2 of Swords. Stagnant energy, kind of being stuck, not knowing which way to go. But there is a nurturing growth here. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I guess the choice is, do I keep nurturing this development and keep hoping and growing, or do I do something else? All right, we got the Queen of Wands up, Queen of Swords with the 4 of Wands in reverse. So we have the Twin Flame card here, but it's blocked. Blocked because of something that has happened with this Queen of Swords here. So she's emotionally unable to recognize this. Perhaps she's given up on this union because of whatever happened, but it's still here. So why is, just let me get another confirmation. Why is this 4 of Wands blocked? It's blocked because somebody is seeking independence. Somebody does not want to commit to a relationship right now. This is an independent type of energy. This is a wish card. This is having emotional and financial stability, but only for oneself. If you notice, and I always put my hand right there, there's a person in the background. It's the same person as the 5 of Cups. So somebody has left this person in the dust, for lack of a better term, to focus on themselves. There's a selfish energy here. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was the Divine Masculine, just given how the other reading went. So probably what happened is the Divine Feminine just decided, I'm not an option. Again, I said that earlier. I don't know why that came into my head. Intuition. Maybe the powers that be were telling me to. But if they felt that the divine masculine wasn't able to give them what they needed in that relationship, then, you know, they had enough self-respect for themselves at the time with this, you know, Queen of Wands over here, to step back and be like, I'm not going to be an option for you. If this is how it's going to be, no. But they're very disappointed. They're very upset. Their ego is hurt. They still see this as an ultimate union. And it's blocked because the other person was selfish and wasn't able to make room or time for them. And I'm guessing that the Queen of Swords is in reverse because they probably said that. They probably basically came out and were like, well, if you can't make time for me, then, you know, I don't have time for this relationship. All right, Strength, we have confirmed with the Page of Swords, which also came out in the other reading. Page of Swords, this is someone who's a student. This is someone who is studying the other person, usually online. You may think that even though you guys are not talking and you're in separation, you may think that, you know, the other person's not thinking about you, but they're finding ways to reach out. This is the Divine Feminine, which is very funny. So the Divine Masculine was doing the same thing. So the two of you might be trying to, you know, find ways to spy on each other if you can. Maybe it's through social media. Maybe it's through other people. But the other important thing about this Page of Swords in reverse is that this is a person that's reflecting. They're learning from this situation. They're trying to grow so that they don't make the same mistake again. Okay, it's a thought process with that Page of Swords. Right, and the overall energy at the bottom is the King of Shields. So ultimate stability, ultimate promise of a home and a family. King of Shields is a really good card to end on. Okay. All right, Divine Feminine. Kind of matches up with the Divine Masculine for sure. We've got some similar cards here. But it seems like you probably had expectations about how this relationship was going to go, and it didn't come to be what you wanted it to be. So there was a breakup because someone couldn't give you an even give and take. You didn't feel like there was ever going to be an offer of stability when that's all you wanted. You wanted the stability. Choices had to be made, but there was still an imbalance. So you kind of retreated into yourself and tried to grow spiritually. You're kind of educating yourself, really trying to take a step back and be able to see things from a different, not see things from a different point of view, because that's the Hangman, but the Hierophant is a very wise spirit. So trying to step back and be able to, you know, see things for what they are instead of the emotionality behind it. Because obviously things were a little emotional in the past. We got the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords in reverse here. But, you know, it can be difficult. There is a stalemate. There's obviously been some disappointment. There's a stalemate about moving forward because this other person, the Divine Masculine, is, and I'm sorry to say, it's the only word that can come to mind, maybe a little selfish in the Divine Feminine's eyes. They're only interested about themselves right now. They haven't been able to make time for the other person, and they made the other person feel like an option. They made the Divine Feminine feel like an option, and that's an awful feeling when you want to have a fulfilled relationship with this person, a true commitment to this person. Right now, they're still feeling weak. They're feeling disappointed. Their self-esteem is definitely shot. But they're definitely looking back on this whole situation and trying to analyze everything to see if there is hope for stability in the future. Because there is healing happening, but is there enough healing for this stable union in the future? I don't know. All right, give me a minute. I'm just going to clear up these cards, and we will get to the oracles in a second. All right, got that. This guy below. Guys, my leg is sore. Good thing I'm only doing 2 readings today. Alright. What do we got here? Alright. I would like 3 cards. So this is the Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. A few times. Get the cobwebs out. Make sure we have our own energy, not the Divine Masculine's energy. So again, this is for the Divine Feminine, December 2019. Messages from the universe in regards to the Twin twin flame journey from the divine feminine's point of view. All right, ready? 3 cards. 1. 2. 3. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have Spirit of the Angel, guidance, blessings, unanswered prayers. So, divine feminines out there, your angels and guardians are watching over you right now. So, if you pray at night or if you speak to them at night, they are hearing you, and you should continue to keep reaching out to help with your healing process in this journey. All right, first card that came out, we have the test, offer, and temptation card of the Spirit of the Apple, which actually came out with the Divine Masculine card. So you might both be considering reaching out to each other, okay? Check out the Divine Masculine reading as well. But there is a temptation to reach out at this point in time. We have the Spirit of the Pentacle, faith, unity, and wholeness. So the universe is trying to remind you that you are whole without your Divine Masculine, okay? Yes, sometimes we didn't know we weren't complete until we met our Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine, vice versa. But we are whole unto ourselves as well, okay? So you need to remember that. Find strength in yourself. Remember that Strength card was in reverse. Find strength in yourself and know that you are whole without them, regardless of where this journey goes. The last card is the Werewolf Spirit. Wild, untamed, and desire. So there's definitely some passion between the two of you. That kind of reflects the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. And again, that temptation. So there was obviously a very strong sexual connection between the two of you. And it might be on your mind right now. All right. You got to tame that, though. You got to know that you're whole without this person. It's not what I wanted. All right. So this is the Twin Flames Oracle Volume 2. Sorry, Twin Flame Messages Volume 2. 3 cards here. From the Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine. 3 messages from the Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine. 1. Am I good enough for you? 2. I know I might be too late by the time I figure things out. Same card, same situation as the Divine Masculine. Card 3. I feel a special bond with you that I've never felt before. Okay. Bottom of the deck, energy of the deck. You are irreplaceable, okay? Obviously, this person this Divine Feminine feels very strongly about their Divine Masculine. This is not an easy situation for them, but their pride has been hurt. I'm not saying that the Divine Masculine should swoop in and apologize unless they want to, but the Divine Masculine has to make sure they've done their healing as well. No union will be healthy until both sides have done the healing that they need, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. So we have the Spirit of the Apple, and am I good enough for you? So that's definitely that Strength card in reverse. Wondering if, not having the self-esteem to be who you are completely, wondering if the person even wanted you to begin with. And that's really sad because that means that the Divine Masculine probably never showed their affection enough that the Divine Feminine felt safe or felt stable in that relationship. All right, we have the Spirit of the Pentacle and the I know I might be too late by the time I figure things out. So again, remember that you are whole unto yourself, and timing is of the essence, but the important thing to do is make sure that you have figured out and you've worked through all your demons, you've worked through all your healing that you need to work through before you try to make another attempt at this. I'm speaking from personal experience. If you try to push this too soon, it will crumble. And it is so hard to be able to walk back from it because things are said and done that you can't take back. Don't come forward until you're ready. And I know the temptation to come forward is always there. But you have to think of your twin flame, your Divine Masculine, and or your Divine Feminine, whoever's watching, as yourself. Would you ever push yourself to do something you weren't ready for? No. So why would you do that to your divine partner? Just think about it that way. We have the Werewolf Spirit, wild, untamed, desire, very sexual energy here. And again, that's bonded with I feel like, I feel something with you that I've never felt with anyone else before, okay? And that's that twin flame union, you know? You're just thinking of them and you want to be with them. And that's probably why it's so hard to be able to walk away from this situation right now. All right, Divine Feminines. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. I'm going to finish the reading here. Please, if you have not already done it, please check out the Divine Masculine reading as well. It's definitely mirroring this reading, and I always recommend that you guys watch both just to be safe. Check back in a couple of days. I'll be doing my Love and Soulmate readings for the second half of December, and also the full moon reading, which should be coming up around Thursday or Friday, so check back then, okay? Until then, deuces.